Welcome back. As we all know, the housing market has been going strong, and it seems like it's not cooling off yet. And tell us more is Realtor Twila Edwards with us. Good morning, Twila. How are you?
Good morning. Good. How are you?
You know what? I'm in a dilemma. I'm in a dilemma, I think, with like a lot of people out there, because do we sell? Do we wait? Where do we buy? What goes on? And that's where you come in, because the market's amazing. You guys have been watching this, and it's still going strong, especially in the East Valley.
Oh, yeah. Out in the East Valley, things are, you know, across the whole valley, it's really still very strong. East Valley's definitely, the growth out there is substantial. So It's amazing.
So right now, we're hearing that it is a seller's market. Or a buyer's market. It's a buyer's market or a seller's market?
Seller's market.
Seller's market. Okay.
Definitely
So
seller's market.
Okay, so help me out here, because that's what's selling, what's buying market. What's the difference here? Because I feel like if I'm selling my house, I'm making money. If I'm buying a house, I'm kind of like making a great deal on it, right? Or
I love that you think that way.
Yeah.
Because so many buyers right now are like, oh, prices have gone up so much, I'm just going to wait to buy. And I call it the cost of waiting. Because if you had bought a house 2 years ago, you would have a lot of equity right now.
Right.
So if you continue to wait because you don't want to buy now because prices are too high, it's the cost of waiting. It's going to cost you more next year. Interest rates will be higher, prices will be higher.
So it is kind of like a buyer's market in a way, and along with a seller's market, because again, you know, you said a couple of years ago, houses were, you know, pretty much going pretty good. If you bought then, you're great at selling. You buy now, you're going to be good down the line.
Yes, and we do call this a seller's market, not as strong as it was maybe 5-6 months ago, but we're still definitely a little bit on the seller side, just because lack of inventory, supply and demand, basic economics, right?
Yeah.
So it makes it harder to get into a house, and sellers are definitely making money. But what we've seen in the last couple months is things have cooled a little bit, and I don't want to say they've cooled off. I say we kind of jumped from the inferno to next to the fire, so things are still warm. Sellers aren't necessarily getting 14 offers on their house immediately like they did 6 months ago or 4 months ago.
Also, what's kind of neat is that the buyers of the houses are understanding that there isn't a lot of inventory to buy, everything's going on, and they're letting people stay a little longer in the houses usually, and they kind of work with them in a way.
You know, we call it the terms. It's not just about the price, right? As a seller, and that's something I really focus on as a realtor, is what's best for you. What's best for you may not be what's best for the next person. So let's look at our options, and maybe we accept the offer that might not be quite as much money, but they're going to let you stay in the house for 4 months.
Yeah.
You know, what is best for you? What terms do we look at, not just the price?
Yeah. Okay. East Valley. I mean, it's exploding out there. And what's really interesting, I didn't understand this until recently, and help me out, is that, say for instance, 2 years ago, the developers had put their contracts in, had put their stuff in to get approved coming up this year. So we're starting to see all these new developments going up pretty quickly, even though the supply for tools and everything like that is kind of, you know, going haywire. But these houses are going up pretty fast because they planned ahead, which is the thing.
So they acquired the land.
Yeah.
And now is time when they should be building. Things are a little bit slower building just based on supplies. You know, it's taking longer to get windows, it's taking longer to get roofs, garage doors, all of those things. But if you can sign on a house now and then even wait a year for it to be built, I mean, I have clients that are doing that and they have some nice equity right now.
Yeah.
But builders always do that. They're pre-planning. That's why they don't like to sell out too quick. So you look out there at Eastmark now. I mean, they're pushing more dirt right now. I think we're up to about 5,000 houses there with all these other ones coming. And then you have the Elliott corridor there of all the tech companies coming in. So it's definitely growth.
Okay, give us some tips if we are going to sell our house and what we need to do.
So call me first, and then we can talk about the steps. Because like I say, I really take the relational approach of going, what is best for you? But we want to walk through the house, and we need to declutter. We probably need to paint. We probably need to take care of some things. And I always tell people, moving stinks. It's not fun, right? You have to look at all of those. So what's the best option for you? Those would be my tips. You really want it to look like a model home, because even though it's still a seller's market, you want to have more buyers. I would rather have more buyers fighting over your house than us fighting with one buyer.
Right. Also, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say it, and I don't know, maybe you agree with me, but try not to sell on your own, especially when those people come in with a cash offer, because there's a lot that goes into that you know more than someone, and even though they might think, you get updates, you know what's going on legal-wise and everything like that. So it might sound great that someone comes and offers you cash right there, but to be honest, there's some hidden things there that a realtor knows better than a person selling their house right out.
Oh, 100%. That comes with the experience of being a realtor, of what's going on, the paperwork itself, but also just how do you know that that's a fair price? How do you know what's in your best interest there? Super important.
Yeah.
I always say, and I can probably net you more money. I mean, at the end of the day, we all care about the net. What are we going to walk away from? What are we going to pay for our house? And as a realtor, my job is to negotiate for you. So I can probably net you more money because of my negotiation skills than if you went on your own.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, how can people get a hold of you?
So my web address is azhomesbytwila.com. It's going to go across, I think, for you. And my cell phone number, I don't know.
That's
Okay,
right
that's
there.
perfect.
That's perfect.
Okay.
That's it right there. We have information on aztv.com. So she's ready to sell. She's ready to go. So there you go. Give her Twila a call. So thank you, Twila.
Thank you.